All right, what's up? Welcome back. This is video number 5 in the SEO Fundamentals series for local service businesses. In this video, we're talking about on-page SEO, exactly what it is, how to make these optimizations, and once again, why it's so important. Without further ado, let's get right into it. If you don't know already, I've created a ultimate SEO checklist for 2024. You can get it in the comments below, but essentially in this document, you're just going to find all the necessary optimizations that you need to make so that your website is foundationally optimized with all the basic necessities. All right. So in this one, we're talking about on-page optimizations. On-page optimizations refer to the optimizations you're actually making directly onto the website to improve its ranking and search visibility. And it's called on-page, obviously, because it takes place on the website. And you can see the different cards that I have here. We're going to go over some of them at high level right now, but if you want to take a look in detail, you can grab this in the link below. All right. So first off, let's just understand what on-page SEO is. It's essentially where you optimize pages for the primary keywords that you found in the keyword research phase of this whole campaign. If you're following these videos in progression, you would have done your keyword research already. We've gone over some live examples in the previous video on how to do this. So I would go watch that if you haven't watched it already. But once you've identified those keywords, now we're going to start creating pages and then optimizing those pages so that they can rank properly for these keywords. All right. And what does that look like? It's essentially inserting your keywords strategically. You know, I got to put this here strategically into these different sections. And these different elements on the page, I'm putting in kind of importance from most important here to I mean, they're all important, but it's just ranked and sorted by their individual importance to the whole on-page optimization. All right. So the first thing is the URL. So the URL is something like this, right? It's just, if you have a website.com and you're like a plumber in New York, right? That might be your URL. What you want to find out is what your main keyword is, and that keyword needs to be in the URL. So that's super important. The URL is super important. If you want to think about it like this, the elements that are difficult to change once a page is established hold the most weight in terms of on-page SEO. I think that's a really good way to think about it. That way you know the URL, title tag, meta description, H1 tag are super important. They hold the most weight because they're hard to change once a website is established. All right. So the URL, again, if you're just your keyword should just be like this. If you have sub pages, make sure that the sub pages are strategically used. So that includes some of the keywords. So for instance, you know, you might have services / plumbing and services / repair or something like that, or, you know, shower repair. Let's just say that was a keyword. If shower repair service is a keyword, right? You now have these keywords strategically placed in your URL. So we're going to get to site structure in a different video, but just know that you need to kind of plan this down from a high level once you've done your keyword research so that you can capture all of these keywords strategically on your website. All right, so that's the URL. The title tag is this. I think the best way to kind of show you this is through an example. So I have, you know, wallpaper installation NYC is obviously a very big keyword here, and then you can also tell wallpaper installation NYC is the keyword because you have Google My Business listings that are just literally the name. Wallpaper installation New York, wallpaper installation NYC. I wouldn't be surprised. Yeah, so there's domain names that is just the keyword. So going back to this, if you want to do this one level higher, right, than the URL, just going back to that example again, if you can't change it, it holds more weight. Something like the domain name, you can't change if it's established. So that is actually holds the most weight in all of this, but that's kind of not on-page SEO. We might get into domain names in a different video, but if you're doing local SEO, local service business, you know, it doesn't. It's like a shortcut, right? If you have a brand and you want to shortcut the line and have some power in the domain, look for EMDs and PMDs, which are exact match domains and partial match domains. And these are just domains that have either the exact keyword in it or a part of that keyword in your domain. And it's going to help for SEO purposes, again, because the domains just hold a little bit more weight. So you can see this as an example here, which is, it's just kind of like a little side note, but you can see this as an example in wallpaper installation New York. There's nycwallcovering.com and then wallpaper hangers NYC. So you could see that all these domains hold a lot of weight, obviously, because they have the keywords in the domain. But that doesn't mean if you have a brand, if you have a strong brand, you can't rank. So once again, I'm just showing you Soho Painters right here. Wallpaper installation NYC. This is the title tag. This is the title tag that needs to be keyword optimized. If you also go here and hover over the tab, what shows up here is the title tag. You can also go into the code, look up the title tag right here, and that title tag in these little brackets, that's why it's called the title tag, is what shows up in the search results. So you can see from an SEO standpoint, it's extremely important to optimize your title tag for that keyword. One thing that I would do here to improve this actually would be to include some sort of marketing angle with it. So wallpaper installation NYC, all right, that's the services that we offer, but why should people click into us rather than one of these three? And you can see that they have something like this: no mess, clean, fast service, anywhere near NYC, or installation and removal. So that's something that I would just optimize a little bit more. But still, the main focus of the title tag needs to be that your keyword is inserted in there, all right? So we have strategically insert your keyword into the URL. Let me just move everything down here. And then we have strategically insert your keyword into the title tag. Now the meta description is this description that shows up underneath the title tag. The meta description is also important because as you can see here, we're having all the keywords bolded when you search anything in Google. And that's because Google is, again, weighting the factors that will determine what results they want to show up. Having the keyword in the meta description, as you can see here, that's being highlighted, is important for them. They want to make sure that's not only in the title tag, but it's reinforced again in the description. And your description is actually a little, it's like an opportunity for you to convince somebody to click on your link rather than the other link. So it's, it's just not a couple of words. It's actually a good size little snippet where you can actually inject some selling points or some marketing angles into it. All right, so we have, create stunning interiors with precision and style. We have expert wallpaper installation services. So again, just use those kind of keywords that you think will convert the visitor into a click. But the meta description, again, is important because you need to insert your keyword. All right, you need to insert your keyword into the meta description. And this is what on-page SEO is, on-page optimizations are. It's just making sure that your keywords that from the keyword research are strategically placed throughout your website, all right? So then clicking into the site, let's just take a look here. Again, on the actual page, now we've covered the title tag, the meta description, which is the code here. But on the actual page, you're gonna need to also optimize for that keyword. And that optimization, the most important thing is to optimize on your H1 tag right here. Your H1 tag is just a header tag that indicates to Google what that page is about. That you need one H1 tag per page, and that H1 tag needs to be keyword optimized. Now you can have something else, like if I were to make this like the best wallpaper installation in New York City, that's not a problem either. As long as the primary keyword is in your H1, that's what matters. And then after that, your H2s will have some sort of variation on that keyword. All right. So here we've chosen to do wallpaper installation services. And again, what I was talking about before, I don't know if you could see this on the screen, but let me just bring it over here. This URL here is like this. And what I was talking about before was because I understand that wallpaper installation services is a secondary keyword. Wallpaper installation services near me. This is 480 searches a month. And you can see that we're ranking here. So that's the secondary keyword we're trying to rank for. You need to understand that not everybody searches the same way. So the on-page optimization is your chance to include all the variations and all the different types of keywords that might lead them to your page strategically on the page. All right. So that's where your H2s come in. And then the alt tags, again, the alt tags are your first images, your images here. I think if we take a look, this image right here, so the alt tag, what it is initially is if you are vision impaired and you're browsing the internet through, let's say, something that translates the page into sound, into text to speech, that alt tag is supposed to be descriptive of what the image is supposed to be. But when a Google bot, when a Google spider actually crawls this page, they're looking for keywords, right? So if the first image is the same as the keyword optimized image name and alt tag, then it just holds more weight to Google as to that's what the page is about. Just think about it like this, like not from a local SEO perspective, but if we were writing something about like, gardening season's coming up. So let's just say like tomato companion plants, right? And then tomato companion plants here, when we're seeing a image like this, for instance, from the spruce, and you see the different kind of companion plants here, basil, garlic, and parsley, and cabbage, and broccoli, and fennel, or whatever. If somebody was vision impaired, they would hear, okay, this image is an image describing the best and worst companion plants for tomatoes. That just happens to be the same keyword as the keyword that they're going for, which is companion plants for tomatoes. So just think about it like that. But from a local business perspective, you just want to optimize it for your service keyword. All right. And then finally is the content. You need to also include the keyword in the content. And this is your chance again to then include more variation, more possibilities inside your content, so that if somebody were to, kind of search something else that, maybe professional wallpaper installation or some other kind of modifier before that, you have the best chance of ranking because your website contains that keyword, right? That keyword variation. So that's pretty much on-page SEO. Again, just to recap, on-page SEO is getting those keywords that we've identified from keyword research and then making sure Google knows that specific page is about that keyword. And the way we do that is to strategically place that keyword into key spots, key areas on your page. Now, if you're using like Squarespace, WordPress, Webflow, Framer, or like any other website builder, the process for this is going to be different. But as long as you look for these spots on any one of those platforms, you'll be able to find them because they are, once again, key areas. So just make sure that you're actually doing that. And yeah, that's pretty much on-page SEO in a nutshell. What I'm going to be doing in the future videos is I'm going to be going into more specifics into how to structure URLs, how to structure websites in general, what some good title tags are, what some good meta descriptions are. So I hope you stay tuned for that. And again, this will all kind of be outlined on the ultimate SEO checklist here. You just got to get it in the description below. And if you want to help me out with the SEO algorithm and just comment on-page SEO in the comments below if you found this helpful, that's all I ask for you. That'd be great. And real quick before I go, if you want these on-page optimizations included into your website when it's built from the ground up, you should check out our service, peppersites.com, We're aiming to build the best websites for local service businesses with an SEO focus so that you have all the necessary optimizations in place, your on-page and technical optimizations in place, and you can get launched in as little as 30 days with an affordable pricing plan that starts just at $200 a month, backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee, because we're confident that you're going to love it. Check out the website. It has a lot more information. You can also see some of our portfolio websites here. But if you have any questions, leave a comment below. I'd love to answer it. And yeah, thank you, and catch you in the next one.